Hi, we're back for the fourth chapter from the book Bando, the dog who led a double life. And this chapter is called A Chance to Earn Some Money. Now, our dog here, Muffin, may or may not join us. In case she does, her murkos are here, but there are two cats out in the garden, and the cats are out, Muffin's on the prowl. Okay? So, since last time she snored a bit too loudly and disturbed the reading, I thought, a little bit. Let's take a chance and read quietly before she comes back. Because once she gets her murku, she goes off to sleep, and once she sleeps, she's snoring. A chance to earn some money. The next day, Bando waited impatiently for Mrs. Murthy to doze off in the afternoon. He lay down, his head spinning with all the ideas he had on what to draw next. He then sat up and he realized that this newfound urge to draw was probably the answer to his prayers, a chance to earn some extra money. That thought set Bando off in an excited flurry of activity. The previous week's papers were pulled out and the appointment pages scanned. This time, Bando knew what he was looking for. He was looking for an advertisement that said, "Wanted, a cartoonist." But once again, page after page brought no luck. Nobody seemed to want a cartoonist. There was no such wanted ad. Bando quickly decided that he wouldn't let himself be discouraged so easily. So after squaring his shoulders and thinking hard, his face soon lit up again. He first padded up to Mrs. Murthy's room to ensure that she was still asleep. For some reason, he didn't want her to know about all this just yet. Maybe he was still a little shy about his newfound drawing abilities, or maybe he just didn't want the old lady worrying about him worrying about her money. A little complicated. Quietly, he let himself into what used to be old man Murthy's study. He found what he was looking for after searching in a couple of drawers. It was Mr. Murthy's letter writing pad with his name and address on the top right-hand corner. Page by page, Bando carefully folded and tore away the address portion of each page till he had a neat pile of blank sheets before him. He began by writing the Bangalore Portrait Gallery on the top of each page. Then he proceeded to draw the most interesting people he knew. The first to be drawn was the postman. With great concentration, Bando detailed the two strands of Postman Raja's meticulously combed hair, starting from one side across his bald patch onto the other side. He added the caption, "R.K. Nagar's prompt postman. You can set your watch to his arrival, but don't set your hair in his style." Every good cartoon requires a good caption, right? Then he drew Ranga, the hoarding painter. Ranga had already grown his hair long and walked around barefoot in anticipation of becoming a famous artist. But Bando enjoyed doing Kulla's picture the most. He drew Kulla exactly the way this cowherd was seen every morning, riding a buffalo. Kulla firmly believed that the grass was always greener on the other side of the airport road. And unlike other cowherds who were out in the fields grazing their cattle by 7 every morning, Kulla was a late riser. It was usually 9:30 when he led his 15 cows and 3 buffaloes across airport road. Naturally, there were traffic jams, angry motorists, and angrier policemen. But none of this bothered Kulla. Once his herd even held up Prime Minister's motorcade. So Bando's caption for the cowherd's picture was, "Kullappan, the only man who keeps the Prime Minister waiting." With 3 portraits complete, Bando carefully laid them out on the table. He then signed each of them with such artistic flourish that all 3 signatures were quite impossible to read. He'd seen Ranga do that on his hoardings. The next morning, Bando slipped out of the house with a big brown envelope. What did it have? His 3 drawings. It was addressed to the editor of the City Times, and before taking his morning run, Bando pushed his heavy envelope into the post box with a silent prayer. Once he'd done that, he forgot the entire incident. Portraits, newspapers, pens, everything. Being Mrs. Murthy's dog meant a very busy schedule. The following days were even busier because the old lady caught a cold, so poor Bando had barely discovered his new talent before he forgot all about it, as he ran about doing all the household chores. So that's it for this chapter. Wait for the next one.